was in a bit of a sorry state. He certainly didn't smell the best thing in the world. He had lots of sores all over his legs. A terrible ear infection. His claws were all too long. He had piles. It just seemed like there was a never-ending catalogue of things that were wrong with him. And when we picked him up, we both looked at each other and thought, what are we doing here?
Family did an awful lot of work, but the question was sort of where to start, because there was so much going on. We didn't really know sort of what to start with. So we first of all wanted him to settle in to his new house, a new home. So didn't want to stress him out too much. So did sort of the basics. So trimmed his claws, gave him a bath, sorted out his ears, got him on a good diet, and left him with his new owner for a couple of weeks, and then saw him back. When I first saw him, I painted him quite a poor prognosis, because he did look so terrible. And we've just done it one step at a time, very slowly. So we focused, as I say, on all the sort of outside bits, so getting his skin nice, his ears nice, his claws nice. So he's since been diagnosed with hypothyroidism, which means low levels of thyroid hormone in his system, which were a cause for his poor A, body condition, and B, coat. So we put him on some medication for that, which has made him much, much better. He was having a lot of diarrhoea, so we then needed to investigate that, and on investigating that, found that he'd eaten a stone. So we had to then have him in and operate on him to remove the stone from his gut. And since then, he's no longer having any diarrhoea, he's doing much, much better, and he's finally putting on weight. And he looks absolutely amazing. I think he's 10 years old, but he looks like he's about 6.
When we first had Sam, one of the things that we noticed was that he didn't seem to know much about walking or going out for walks at all. He really struggled to get anywhere. We used to take him to the park, and even to begin with, just along the road. And he found it really difficult to even walk properly because his nails were overgrown, and didn't seem to know what to do with himself. But once his nails were clipped, and once some of the treatment was kicking in, he started to walk more, a bit more adventurous, until eventually he was coming out not just for 5, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, he was coming out for an hour, and then that gradually progressed up to about 2 hours. And now he just loves it. He can't wait to get out there and explore. That's the most noticeable thing about him, that he just loves his whole new environment. We've got forests, and we've got beach, and we've got the hills all around here, and there's just so much for him to look at. And once he's out there, he's in a world of his own. He's just loving every minute of it. His tail never stops wagging, he never stops exploring and looking for stuff, and he just seems to be able to go on forever. Our family unit consists of another dog called Poppy, who's a golden retriever. She's 6 years old. We've got 2 cats, Madge and Barney, who are about 3 to 4 years old, and they obviously were a bit put out to begin with that this interloper had come into their midst, who was a bit smelly and a bit just not as active as they were, but he very quickly ingratiated his way into the whole family unit and become part of it, so that they now are, I wouldn't say best friends forever as far as Poppy's concerned. She sort of tolerates him and accepts him as part of the family, but the cats just love him, and he loves them. He spends whole hours grooming one of the cats, just licking and licking and licking him, and just loves to take care of him. And they all curl up together, they all have fun together. And as far as the rest of the family is concerned, Sam is now part of it. Our little granddaughter Holly is totally in love with him. There is nothing she can't do with him, really. She just loves to stroke him and to play with him and to throw the ball for him, to dress him up in her clothes and jewellery, and he loves it. He just lies there and lets her get on with it, and he's just as much part of the family as everybody else. We had never heard of the Oldies Club prior to us coming across it on the internet, and it seemed to us to be an area that generally gets overlooked. The dogs that are in the latter years of their life very often get put down.
I think unfortunately if he hadn't been rescued by the Oldies Club, he probably wouldn't be with us today. I think most people wouldn't have financed as much as he needed to have done.
A charity that will take on those dogs and give them at least some sort of lease of life for their remaining years is just for them an excellent idea, and we couldn't support it more. We're really glad that we got involved with them, and we will certainly support them in everything that they do.